Well, this is Wealthy Wednesday. It's Coach Lynn Richardson. You are in the right place at the right time. I'm so excited. It happens to be one of my favorite days of the week, and so I'm looking forward to us spending the next several minutes together giving you something that will truly, truly bring value to your life, to your business, and overall to your sense of peace, prosperity, and abundance. Many of you may have seen my acronym WEALTH, W-E-A-L-T-H, and wondered, what do the words mean? Well, they mean wisdom, expansion, assets, love, theology, and health. And as we have been on this series for the past couple of weeks, about 6 or 7 weeks ago, I started one series, Back to the Basics. And for those of you who participated in that or have had an opportunity to work with me in Wealth University or hear me speak at an event or an engagement, we had an opportunity to go really deep back to the basics with our basic finances. Well, I'm doing the same thing with the Mind Your Business series. For the past several weeks, we have been dealing with minding your business. Many of us have dreams and hopes of becoming entrepreneurs or starting that business or taking our gift or our talent and it going to the next level. And so what today we're going to deal with, we're simply going to deal with getting to the core of your business. When you were a young kid and your parents said to you, mind your business, well, that meant something. It meant that you were butting in somebody else's conversation. You were getting in somebody else's Kool-Aid. You were in somebody else's space, and you weren't supposed to be there. So when we talk today about minding your business, I'm going to take us back to that. We really want to take it to the core of what it really means, and it really simply means I want you to mind your business and not someone else's. Let me tell you what I mean by that. I was a six-figure corporate paid J.P. Morgan Chase executive, and although I was a golden girl of my division, I was one of the highest paid, and I had the highest spending account, and I did all these wonderful initiatives. It dawned on me one day that I was minding their business, and I was not minding my own business. See, corporate salary or not, bonuses or not, stock options or not, I knew that God had given me a gift and that I was at that point committed to using that gift to help other people achieve personal, professional, and spiritual harmony. And that until I did that, I was not going to be happy. Until I did that, I was not going to have peace. Until I did that, nothing else was going to make sense in the way of what I was doing in terms of my own sense of prosperity and abundance and peace and this whole idea of having my own business. So I'll never forget the day I was in a meeting with my superior and my colleague, and the question came up, what would you be doing over the next 5 years, over the next 5 years? And everybody else talked about climbing the corporate ladder, and you know the things that they talk about in corporate meetings. Well, I said this, and I was reminded at that moment of an article that was in a newspaper about me, and for the first time, instead of that article saying who I was and what I did and how many things I had accomplished in business, it spoke to who I was, the little girl who grew up in Chicago, raised by her grandmother, who had an 8th grade education, who cleaned homes for wealthy people. What I said in that article was this. It was, if I could use 100% of my working time to help other people get financially free, I would do it for free. That was the truth. That's what was in my heart. That's what was in my spirit, and that's what I wanted to do more so than anything else. So when I ask you this question right now, I'm going to ask you to mind your business. I'm going to tell you, get back to that core. I'm going to tell you this. If you're minding somebody else's business more than you're minding your own, chances are not only are you going to get in trouble, but chances are you're going to miss the point. So when you think about that business that you have, when you think about that area, that gift that you have, what is it that you do? You do it so easily. It comes to you so naturally. Other people say to you, when you do this, it makes them feel good. When you do that, it just seems like a gift. When you do it, it just seems better than anybody else. Well, guess what? That's probably what the business that you need to be minding. Here's the other important point that I want you to understand about minding your business. If money is your central focus, if money is what's moving you, then chances are, again, you're going to be in trouble or you're going to miss the point. Now, I remember the days of being a jack of all trades, a master of none. I was mastering some of them, but I was just a little bit all over the place. I had an insurance license. You could come to my house on a Saturday. I could write you an insurance policy. I could do your hair. I had a nail technician license, so I could do your nails, do your toes. I mean, let me tell you, I could do it all. I could help you write a resume, teach you how to quit your man or a woman, how to get another one, all these things. And I was in that space where I was trying to make money, trying to figure out what I was going to do. But until I relinquished money as the focus and simply began to mind my business. And my business was that more so than anything else, what I love, what I would spend 100% of my time doing is what I am doing right now. And that is speaking into the lives of other people, helping them to accomplish their financial, their prosperity, or their career goals, helping them to accomplish their life goals. This is what I love doing more than anything else. So, mind your business. What is it that you would love to do more so than anything else? That whether there was a paycheck, attached to it or not, it is what you would do. Mind your business. Understand that one of your goals is to create a symphony of businesses or a symphony in your businesses. What do I mean by that? Well, I simply mean this. When you go to the symphony, there are many different instruments in the orchestra, right? So there's the flute, there's the trombone, there's the clarinet, there's all these pieces, there's the drum, there's all these things. But when they play together, they make one harmonious sound. That's what you want to do with your many different businesses. So when I look at my life and I realize that I'm substantially blessed, enormously blessed, I'm an author, a speaker, a life coach, financial coach, run a company for Russell Simmons in New York, doing financial initiatives, helping the hip-hop community all across the globe. It all wraps up into one symphony. So when I'm doing one thing, I could very easily be doing all of the others at the same time, making one harmonious sound. And for me, the conductor of my symphony is that I'm a life coach. It all falls under that realm. So I'm asking you today to mind your business. Is there a life coach in you? Do you like helping people? Do you always give advice? Are you always the one in the group who everybody comes to and you can give them, you can just see it so quickly, so easily, and you can tell them what to do? Now, don't get me wrong. Just because you can tell other people what to do doesn't mean you can always take that advice yourself. But if there's a life coach in you, a financial coach, a business coach, a health coach, then guess what? You need to be connected to me. Call me. Text me, 708-243-7925, or speak to the person who invited you to this call. But what I'm going to say to you today is to mind your business. What is it that you love to do more so than anything else? What is it that comes easy to you? And let me tell you something. When you are minding your business, it's not always necessarily something that you are happy doing. So when people talk about their purpose, their gift, their dreams, their goals, there are going to be some times when you are in the process of doing your gift, managing your business, and it's not going to be a whole lot of fun. But in your core, in your gut, you know it's where you're supposed to be. As much as I love being a life, financial, and business coach, helping others, not only helping others achieve their goals, but I help other life coaches become better life coaches. But it's not always fun. Sometimes people are hard-headed. They don't want to do what I said. Sometimes I've got an attitude, this, that, and the other. Do you hear what I'm saying? So it's not always peachy-rosy, but you've got to mind your business. So we've been on this series for several weeks. 1 week I talked about what it's going to take your business to the next level. I've talked about some other areas in minding your business. This week, we're simply talking about getting to the core of who you are, who you're supposed to be, and how you're supposed to use what God has given you to serve the rest of the world. If money is your number one focus, now, I'm not saying that there aren't people out there who haven't made money their focus or who have made money their focus and they're not successful. Yes, there's all kind of people. Drug dealers, people who do illegal things and legal things that aren't necessarily moral. I'm not talking about that. What I'm saying is if you want something that will last generationally, that will sustain your emotions, that will sustain whimsical desires, that will sustain, that will go into futures and that will help other people, guess what? It's got to be more than about the money. I believe that if you do what you love, the money will follow. And I believe every single one of us has a calling. Every single one of us has something that we're supposed to do. You know, I say to people all the time, some of us have been laid off from our jobs. We've been downsized. Maybe we've gotten a job back, but it's not the salary that we were supposed to have. I talked to a lady the other day, business coaching, and she said to me, Lynn, I've been laid off for 2 years. I said to her, why do you keep defining yourself as being laid off? That happened 2 years ago. You were laid off that day, but today you are something else. You are someone else. She's been taking care of her son, helping him get to the next level. Guess what? For the past 2 years, you have been an anointed and an appointed mother. And guess what? That's a good thing. You are no longer laid off. Stop carrying these titles that do not define who you are, but more importantly, do not define who you are becoming. So we're talking about you creating that stream of income, multiple streams of income. We're talking about you getting to your purpose. We're talking about you being in a position to allow your purpose to manifest into something that could be great. But money cannot be the number one focus. If it is, you will always follow the money and not necessarily follow how and who you are supposed to serve. So, mind your business. I'm not saying quit your job. That's what I did. I left and I felt more free. I felt like I was cheating the world. That's how free I felt. But it was my time. It was my season. It was my place. It was my space. But even if you are someplace right now today in a job and you have this dream you know you want to do, take care of their business. Be excellent. I always tell people, if you want to get to your next step, if you want to get to your next blessing, be happy where you are. Do not just be happy and content. Exceed and excel where you are, even if it's difficult to do so. Because guess what? If I'm the teacher and I want to give somebody a treat, I'm not going to give the treat to the person who has a frown on her face. I'm going to give a treat to the person who is thriving, who is smiling, who is embracing where they are right now, because there's vision and there's hope and there's possibility in that person. So wherever you are today, smile. Dream big. Be big. But if you know that there is something in you and you're supposed to go to the next step, the next level, mind your business. And I do these Wealthy Wednesday calls, and I always tell you what to do, and I give you guidelines. But today, I am also inviting you to take a step out on faith. There's somebody here on this line right now, and you know that you should be doing exactly what I'm doing. Maybe not talking about business or money, but maybe helping somebody else in another part of their life. Maybe helping people in their careers, their spirituality, their health, their relationships. You're the person that everybody comes to. Or maybe you are just a general Medea. You've got a little bit of knowledge about everything. There's a life coach in you. There's a life coaching representative in you. Step out on faith. Take a chance. But whatever your business is, this is what my business is. This is my conductor of my orchestra of the many things that I do, being an author, a coach, a teacher, running companies for hip-hop moguls and, working in businesses with Les Brown and people like that. Being a life coach is the conductor, because everywhere I show up, the life coach in me comes out. That's my thing, and I invite you to join me in that. But if not, what is your thing? Step out on faith today. Mind your business. Or talk to the person who invited you to this call. It's been an honor and a privilege and a blessing to serve you. I expect to hear from you. My email address also is coach@lynnrichardson.com. I'll talk to you later.